Hello, second grade, and here we are with the next installment. Maybe today is the day that I get out of the attic and our character gets out from behind that partition and it is safe. We just saw Bruno Jenkins get turned into a mouse. It did not look happy. This is chapter 11 called The Ancient Ones. Ancient is a word we use for something that's just really old. We're talking like mummies old. So I don't know if that means one of these witches is like hundreds or thousands of years old. I don't know, but the Ancient Ones, ooh, sounds foreboding. So hopefully today's today. Good luck. Enjoy this chapter. We'll see you on the other side. Chapter 11, The Ancient Ones. The Grand High Witch stood on the very center of the platform, and those dangerous eyes of hers traveled slowly around the audience of witches who were sitting so meekly before her. "All those over 70, put up your hands," she barked suddenly. 7 or 8 hands went up in the air. "It comes to me," said the Grand High Witch, "that you ancient ones will not be able to climb high trees in search of Grantel's eggs." "We won't, your grandness. We are afraid we won't," chanted the Ancient Ones. "Nor will you be able to catch the crab cruncher, who lives high up on rocky cliffs," the Grand High Witch went on. "I can't exactly see you sprinting after the speedy cat springer, either, or diving into deep waters to spear the blabber snitch, or striding the bleak moors with a gun under your arm to shoot the crabble squirt. You're too old and feeble for those things." "We are," chanted the Ancient Ones. "We are. "You ancient ones have served me well over many years," said the Grand High Witch, "and I do not wish to deny you the pleasure of bumping off a few thousand children each just because you have become old and feeble. I have therefore prepared personally, with my own hands, a limited quantity of delayed action mouse maker, which I will distribute to the ancient ones before you leave the hotel." "Oh, thank you, cried the old witches. "You are far too good to us, your Grand Highness. You are so kind and thoughtful." "Here is a sample of what I am giving you," shouted the Grand High Witch. She fished around in a pocket of her dress and brought out a very small bottle. She held it up and shouted, "In this tiny bottle is 500 doses of mouse maker. It is enough to turn 500 children into mice." I could see that the bottle was made of dark blue glass and that it was very small, about the same size as the ones you can buy at the chemist with nose drops in them. "Each of you ancient ones will get 2 of these bottles," she shouted. Thank you, O most generous and thoughtful one," chorused the ancient witches. "Not one drop will be wasted. Each of us will promise to squish and squallop and squiggle 1,000 children." "Our meeting is over," announced the Grand High Witch. "Here's a timetable for the remainder of your stay in this hotel. Right now, we must all go out onto the Sunshine Terrace and have tea with that ridiculous manager. Next, at 6 o'clock tonight, those witches who are too old to climb trees after Grantel's eggs will report to my room to receive 2 bottles each of mouse maker. My room number is 454. Do not forget it. Then at 8 o'clock, all of you will assemble in the dining room for supper. We are the lovely ladies of the RSPCC, and they are setting up 2 long tables especially for us. But do not forget to put the cotton plugs up your noses. That dining room will be full of filthy little children, and without those nose plugs, the stink will be unbearable. Apart from that, remember to behave normally at all times. Is everything clear? Any questions?" "I have one question, your grandness," said a voice from the audience. "What happens if one of the chocolates we are giving away in our shops gets eaten by a grown-up?" "Well, that's just too bad for the grown-up," said the Grand High Witch. "This meeting is over," she shouted. "Out you go." The witches stood up and began gathering their things together. I was watching them through the crack and hoping to heaven they would hurry up and leave so that I might be safe at last. "Wait!" shrieked one of the witches in the back row. "Hold everything!" Her shrieking voice echoed through the ballroom like a trumpet. All the witches suddenly stopped and turned and looked toward the speaker. She was one of the taller witches, and I could see her standing there with her head tilted back and her nose in the air, and she was sucking in great long breaths of air through those curvy pink seashelly nostrils of hers. "Wait!" she shouted again. "What is it?" the others cried out. "Dog's droppings!" she yelled. Just then I got a whiff of dog's droppings. "Surely not," the others shouted. "There couldn't be." "Yes, yes," shouted the first witch. "There it is again. It's not strong, but it's there. I mean, it's here. It's definitely somewhere not too far away." "What's going on down there?" shouted the Grand High Witch, glaring down from the platform. "Mildred's just got a whiff of dog's droppings, your grandmiss," someone called back to her. "What rubbish is this?" shouted the Grand High Witch. "She has dog's droppings on the brain. There are no children in this room." "Hang on," cried the witch called Mildred. "Hang on, everybody. Don't move. I'm getting it again." Her huge, curvy nose holes were waving in and out like a pair of fishtails. "It's getting stronger. It's hitting me harder now. Can't the rest of you smell it?" All the noses of all the witches in that room went up in the air, and all the nostrils began to suck and sniff. "She's right," cried another voice. "She's absolutely right. Dog's droppings it is, strong and foul." In a matter of seconds, the entire assembly of witches had taken up the dreaded cry of dog's droppings. "Dog's droppings!" they shouted. "The room is full of it. Pooh! Pooh! Why did we not smell it before? It stinks like a sewer. Some little swine must be hiding not so very far away from here." "Find it!" screamed the Grand High Witch. "Track it down! Rootle it out! Follow your noses till you get it!" The hairs on my head were standing up like the bristles of a nail brush, and a cold sweat was breaking out all over me. "Rootle it out, the small lump of dung!" screeched the Grand High Witch. "Don't let it escape. If it is in here, it has observed the most secret things. It must be exterminated immediately." Well, that didn't turn out well, now did it? Dog's droppings. They're onto him. It's over. They're coming to get him. I guess this means I get out of the attic if we're getting out of here, but this isn't good for our character, right? We find out that we've got the delayed action mouse maker is being kept up in the Grand High Witch's room. She's got some she's going to give out to some of the feeble older witches because they can't go procure these items to make the potion, these hard to reach items from hard to reach places because they're too ancient, too old. Didn't really tell us how old. Yikes. Well, things are not turning out well. We'll have to tune in next time to find out what happens, what becomes of our main character. See you then.